Hi, I'm Steve Hansen at Willett's Pump Service, and we're going to find a leak in my friend Gary's yard. He has two homes and a big yard, and we looked around for the leak. We cannot find the leak, and it's a pretty big leak. So we're going to find his leak with an air compressor in the water, and this big yard, we're going to find where the leak is. So this is what the yard looks like. There's pipes going to different places for the irrigation. There's a home over there and a home here. And there's Gary. And so somewhere in here there's plumbing, there's a pipe that's leaking. And we're going to see why it's leaking like that. We're going to explain why we know there's a leak too. So here's the pump house. And this is an M4 switch. And when we turn it on, the pressure comes up to 40. The valve is turned off. See this outgoing valve to the whole yard? Can you hear the difference in the water going real fast? Turn this off. Pressure's barely getting up to 40. Turn it off. Can you hear the water going somewhere? That hissing noise. It's not going down the well. We took this off, put our hand over it, turn the pump on, put our hand over it, turn the pump off, and you could hear a suction going back down the well if there's a leak down the well. There's no leak there. The water is going past this valve. This ball valve is leaking. Hear the hissing? And more water going somewhere. People in the house are not using water. There's a lot of water going somewhere. And there the pressure goes down to nothing. So what we need to do, what we're going to do is put the compressor on with this pump turned on, the valve open. So the water is going somewhere, full blast. We're going to turn on this compressor. And I made this device. This is a hose thread to a 1/4 inch. And then we're going to plug air pressure into whatever hose bib you want to use. This is the closest one to the pump house, which is handy. So this valve is closed. We're going to open this. And now the air and the water pressure is going somewhere. The combination of the air and the water is eventually... Oh! We found it already! We didn't even have any time to not find it. That was pretty quick. So here we go. Here's the leaks that we didn't find with only water coming up.
There was no surface evidence before the compressor turned on.
Couldn't tell, huh? Yep. So here's the leaks. Go ahead and dig around a little bit, son. I usually leave it on here until we actually get to where the actual, where we can find it, because
it may be deep.
Sometimes it could be, instead of right here, it could be over here. And the air is coming along with some clay or something, making it to someplace else.
Anthony, you may get a early morning shower here. I have long wanted to find the line that leads into this house so that I can put in an isolation ball valve here to
good
shut
idea.
that house off.
Good idea.
Outside.
Right.
So we're going to want to do that before we close this up.
Yeah, good idea. Sometimes...
See, that's just a trenching shovel. I'll see if I have a full-time spare.
All right. Sometimes where the bubbles come out are not exactly where the leak actually is. So, like I said before, sometimes sometimes you're finding on the surface it's bubbling over here, and then you dig straight down to where you're at, and sometimes you're following the leak back to another spot. This looks like we're straight above it right now, probably another couple inches deeper than where we're at right now. Sometimes we're far away from the pump house, 1,000 feet or more or something, and it takes a few minutes for the air actually to make it to where the leak is, because it's a tiny leak. It could be a very small leak. This is a very big leak, but sometimes it's a very small leak and it's far away, so it takes a while for the air to make it through the pipe with the water to make it where it's exiting out the leak. So sometimes it takes a long time for the air to get over to here. This is such a big leak that came out right away.
Just for the sake of your YouTube viewers, Steve, they should know that this is old poly pipe.
Old poly.
Installed in the 70s.
Yeah.
By people who didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah. And with the water and the air coming out together, it makes a lot of noise. If it was only the air, without the pump being on, without the water, it wouldn't make as much noise. And with only the water...
Looks like we're just getting air now.
Yeah. The pump might have turned off, huh? The pump might have turned itself off.
You know, this ground does not look that saturated. If it's been leaking for days or
yeah,
weeks,
right.
you'd think it would be mud.
Yeah. You'd think it'd be 1,000 gallons of water out here. We could find it, you know, but that's not usually the case. This Anthony, I think, is turning the pump back on, maybe, or something. There it comes, some more water. He just turned it back on. It just went. The water's just going straight down, huh?
Must be.
Yeah. Is that another? It's a foot deep.
It's also
down in there,
maybe
huh?
a very deep pipe here.
Yeah, I thought it would be a little shallower than that. The water's going straight down. It must be very porous ground. Hey, Anthony! Yeah, they can't hear me. Hey, son!